One of the biggest reasons relationships fail, marriages collapse, girlfriends, boyfriends separate, engagements get broken off, is because women are not stable by nature. You can count on a woman to change from one day to the next, from 1 month to the next, from a couple months to the next, drastically. I mean, she could say one day that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You're the man of my dreams. You're my soulmate. And then within literally days, 24 hours, 48 hours, something happens, something clicks in her mind, some emotional hormones or whatever takes over. And she says, I never want to see you again. We're not right for each other. And because by nature, we are the opposite. As men, we are much more stable and even-keeled, and we thrive on stability and calmness and reliability. It just tears our world apart when someone that we've, decided on to like, someone that we've kind of given our hearts to, is suddenly changing like that in such a drastic way. We almost, to the point that they are almost unrecognizable to us. How can it be the same person that was saying all those things, that was creating all those feelings in our hearts, change around and become to make a 180-degree turn and completely become a different person, to the point that honestly, besides their physical appearance, they are not recognizable to us, and they are not even aware that they're doing it. They are not even, to them, it is not as nearly a big a deal than it is to us as men. I've had situations where a friend of mine that I knew was dating a girl, and this Italian girl told her on New Year's Eve that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I can't see myself with any other man than you. I'm so happy that I've met you. And then by January 3rd, she was saying that, we're not right for each other. I want to break this off. I'm sorry to hurt you, whatever. And completely another picture of herself was being displayed. And he says, besides being hurt and everything, he was younger, in their 20s. I could not believe that this was the same person saying the same thing. I literally thought that she's putting me on. And this is one of the biggest reasons relationships fail universally in all of the world, in all cultures, because women have the ability, and to their defense, it is not their fault completely. They are subject to their complete hormonal changes, and they cannot help it. They cannot help it. This is 1 degree deeper than hypergamy. They sometimes, when they get something clicks in their head and they get turned off or turned on, positive or negative, towards somebody or away from somebody, they cannot help it. They have to. It's like you get grossed out by a meal. You cannot eat it anymore. They get like that. They cannot be even looking at that person anymore, and vice versa. And they can completely again turn around. I personally have women that have told me, "Oh, come on, we can never be intimate again." And then, a few months later, we were intimate. So, and when she told me this, because we are so opposite them in this way as men, we are so different from them. When we set our hearts on something, we like that thing. Unless they do something drastic that completely turns us off, even then we still like them, but we cannot allow ourselves to be with them. So when this happens to us, it hurts us. It hurts us deeply. We're human beings. We have feelings. We're not a piece of rock. We have feelings, and we've obviously, when we're in a relationship with somebody, when they say, okay, you carry an egg with you for 21 days, you become attached to it. So when we are in a relationship with somebody, when we're, spend time with somebody and we're close with someone, and they've been one way for a certain amount of time, and then suddenly they become completely different and cold and distant and saying other things and sorry and all that, because we are so different, it hurts us deeply. It hurts the man very deeply. And this is one of the biggest reasons that relationships fail. It's because women by nature vacillate. They can go up and down, you know, like a graph that you see, you know, like in the gyrations or vacillations, you know, in the market, north south, north south. Women are exactly like that, whereas men are much more even keeled and much less pronounced moves up and down from that medium, you know, center horizontal line. And this is one of the biggest reasons universally in all cultures all over the world, in all situations and upbringings and socioeconomic status where relationships fail. We cannot handle this great different changes that women can suddenly hit us with, you know, like a shock. We cannot handle that. It becomes too painful. It becomes too difficult to handle. It becomes too much of a drama, you know, for us, which as men inherently seek calmness, steadiness, reliability, peace, quiet, excuse me, peace, quiet, and an even keel, smooth sailing situation. A woman is never that. Do not expect her to be like that. Sure as the day follows the night, you can count on it that she will change, she will vacillate, she will go up and down, and will never be same, even keeled. You know, she could be one way for 15 years and then suddenly completely change and cannot stand you anymore. And we as a man have to deal with them. It's not a choice. Before I close this video, I wanted to answer a question of somebody who had briefly asked me about office romance, and I want to briefly answer that question. Short answer, do not do it. Office romance always leads to an uncomfortable place. The only condition that if you want to get involved with somebody that you work with, the only condition you can do that is if either you or her are quitting your job. Because if you date somebody from work, eventually when things go wrong, when you have a fight, when you have an argument, when you break up, you don't have a choice but to see her again because you both work in the same place. Whereas under normal situations, you can just simply avoid them, not call them, ghost them, or they ghost you, or be gone, you know, go out of your way not to see each other again. But when you are working together, you have to painfully go to office and face them again and ask yourself 1,000 times, why did I get myself into this? So the short answer to that is no, unless one of you is leaving that work. Gentlemen, ladies, I hope this has been helpful. To the next video.